Segment is sponsored by the Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency. Join us in preserving and protecting Tennessee's wildlife. All right, welcome back, everyone. You can call us here at 737-7767, area code 615, for any questions you might have pertaining to, and we'd like to make it pertaining to archery or bow hunting.
It's a good night to have some questions answered, so take advantage and
till those calls those start coming in, Brandon. I want to touch base with Eric just a little bit. Eric, the setup of your bow is important, very important, and that's mainly yours and Derek's job is to make sure that it is done right and that you can actually hit a target at 20 yards. That's our goal, is to hit like a 4 or 5 inch target at 20 yards. Then they take it home and they tweak and set their sights accordingly and fine tune whatever they do. The reason I'm bringing this up is because more mistakes are made because it's shooter error. Not the bow, not the arrow, but the shooter error.
Correct.
I've always told all my students, ever since I've been teaching archery, I could take that bow right there and shoot it out of a machine and it'll shoot the same hole time and time and time again. It's fully consistent. So why is it we shoot here, 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 here? It's the human factor.
Right.
And I'm saying this because I think I can help a lot of people out there. I've told all my students, if you can take as much of you out of that bow shot, then let the bow do its work.
Correct.
So, I'm not into people gripping their bows. I tell them, do not grip your bows. You got a wrist strap there. Use it. That's a tool that I think everybody should have on their bow.
Correct.
I tell them, my granddaughter taught me this when she was like 4 years old. She walked around going, Papa, you're a loser, loser. Well, she's 19 now, so that's 15 years ago. So I've been using the loser symbol, or the L, and that's all that's on that bow. And I've got this back here with a release aid. So I've taken as much of me out of it as possible. I'm going to tell you, people rant and rave because they get to where they can shoot better doing that. I'm just telling everybody, give you a heads up. If you can take as much of you out of it, let the bow do its job.
Correct.
You tweaking on it, you twisting and all this. I still say a level's a great accessory to have in your bow sight. The wrist guard or the wrist strap is a good one. Peep is a must.
Correct.
A peep is a must. So if you've got those, and I'm not into the kisser buttons and all that. I'm just not. Now I'll tell you what I did do, and Derek might stop me, but I used to take serving just to where the serving. I made a little bit of
I tie them a lot of times.
right there to where I knew exactly where it's going to touch on the end of my nose, and then when I looked at that peep and I felt that right there, I knew it was dead on.
It serves the same purpose too as a kisser. I mean, just as long as you have the same anchor point.
That's it.
Every time you pull that bow back, it needs to be at the same anchor point every time.
Eric and Derek, do y'all both work with people on their shootings, on being able to shoot?
Well, I mean, when someone brings when I set a bow up for a customer, I want them to know why I'm doing what I'm doing. And also, when they draw back and I'm fitting that bow to them, I try to teach them about anchor point, because the goal in shooting a bow is repeatability.
That's right.
If you can't repeat that shot time and time again, you're not going to hit that same spot every time. You're going to be inconsistent downrange, whether it's on an animal or on a target. So
you're exactly right. Derek, what about you?
Do it on a daily basis.
I figured
I've got 3 children coming up through it, so I'm always on them. And I have a lot of people show up wanting tips and advice, and sometimes it can be as simple as they're not breathing right making the shot. I had a gentleman come last week, 20 and 30 was hitting perfect, 40 he was getting wobbly. Just because he wasn't taking that good breath to get the oxygen that his muscles needed to hold steady for that shot was all it took. And a lot of people can't see that little simple step because they don't know about it.
That's right.
But yet, we can turn on that coach's eye and just watch them and pick up on stuff just like that. And
See,
sometimes the minor
is king.
stuff.
Knowledge is king. I'm telling you, knowledge and shooting is king.
Exactly.
And if you can, and I'll tell you something else, ladies and gentlemen, that I found out. If you really want to get good at being able to shoot, if you really want to get good at shooting your bow, go visit some of these tournaments, and we call them tournaments, but they're shoots, just area shoots. Local folks coming around, just wanting to shoot some 3D targets, trying to get their skills honed just down a little bit.
Correct.
But I'm going to tell you a bigger secret than that. Go in there and ask the host or whoever's at the registration, who's your best shooter?
And pair up with
That's the ones I want to shoot with.
Always.
You shoot with those folks, and they will make your score go up because you'll concentrate more when the pressure's on.
Yeah.
I want to add to that a little bit. That's like I have 21 3D targets set up all the time. Anybody can come shoot. It's not just waiting on the weekend shoot. Just come visit. They're there. And that you can actually go to the Tennessee ASA Federation page and like that page, and there's a detailed schedule every year that's
right.
put out of all the shoots in your local area.
That's right.
And that'll really tell you when you can be there. And if you love archery, you owe it to yourself to go do it.
But start pairing up with somebody that's better than you, and it will help you tremendously.
Push you harder.
And if you get one like me that's really, really talkative, we'll really help you out. We'll have you buying stuff, talking about it and everything else. Hey, we got some callers here. Let's go to who we got?
Landon.
Landon, how can we help you today?
I want to know what the best bait is to catch bass.
That's a good question. I'll tell you what, though, you're asking a $1
that
million question because there's a lot of baits out there. But where are you wanting to go fishing?
We fish at Center Hill.
Center Hill. Well, I can tell you some great baits on Center Hill. One is a spinner bait. I mean, you can't go wrong with a spinner bait on Center Hill. It's got those 45-degree angle
the big
banks.
Big Stan Sloan.
The big Stan Sloan, something like that. But you want to throw that big spinner bait up there in the shallow and just bring it in slow or a medium speed and just let it follow the contour of that shoreline. And I promise you, you're going to get your arm tested. But Landon, we hope that helps you out, brother.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Gerald.
And we got Gerald. Gerald, how can we help you tonight?
Oh, yeah, this is Gerald Bowling Green. How y'all doing tonight?
We're
good.
doing
How are
great,
you?
Gerald.
Great. I've got a question I'll ask you, and watch the show all the time, and I've got a question I'll ask you, and I'll hang it up with you. Let you get on with someone else. I was wondering, I've heard over the years, is it necessary to line your broadhead blade up with your fletching, like the top blade up with the top fletching? Is that necessary, or is just any way when you screw them on there, no matter which way they're on there?
Okay, Gerald, I'm going to let them answer it first because I can see what's on their face right now.
Okay. All right, thanks, y'all. Have a good
Thank
evening.
you,
Thank
Gerald.
you for calling.
I've never had definitive proof that it does work. I've tried it. It's a lot of people do it as an OCD thing. If you got some rubber O-rings laying around, just go ahead and do it. But I've never seen definitive proof of it.
But here's that big but that I use. It helps me. It builds my confidence up.
Correct.
So I'm going to do it.
Yeah, I did it for years.
I do it, and I've
I don't know if
killed
it helped or not.
bunch of deer with doing it that way. It's like that one pair of socks you wear for the UT game.
Correct. Yep.
Okay? I am not changing midstream, boys. So, Gerald, to answer your question, it probably doesn't matter. It probably doesn't. But if it makes you feel better, like it does me, I'm going to do it. So
That's right.
That's just the way I feel about it. And you still do it, too.
Well, I did. I mean, whenever
You
I
got
would,
these mechanical.
start saying tail light. I switched over to it's a fixed mechanical blade type head. But yeah, until then I would line them up because
it was
just what you did. Yeah, for the longest time we shot the big aluminum arrows and the big fixed blade muzzies, and I would align every one of them till it was just right.
Just perfect.
And like I say, whether it really made a difference or not, I don't know, but it did here.
It did up here.
Yeah.
It did up here. All right, we got to do our tip of the week, don't we?
Yeah.
All right, let's go see. Tip of the week is being brought to you by Davidson Farmers Co-op. Hey, by the way, check them out on Facebook. They have got some sales going on, Andy Coker, on chicken coops, brother. I know you've been wanting some chickens out there at the house, so they've got some great sales going on for chicken coops at Davidson Farmers Co-op. So who's going to do our tip?
Well, I believe Mr. Derek Connor's going to do our tip for us.
Yes, sir.
What you got, Derek?
Tip of the week on all your carbon shafts, you always want to flex them before shooting them. Listen for any cracks, any pops, feel for any kind of splinters, and do a real close air inspection. You want that thing to be like it was brand new out of the shop. So always flex them to keep them from breaking.
That's a great tip, and you're right. I've heard a few of them pop in my ears.
Yep, me too.
It's scary sometimes.
Even the knock is same way. Expect for cracks.
And by the way, ladies and gentlemen, on those, they mentioned the lighted knocks a while ago. Do your research, okay? Do your research, because we know for a fact that there's some lighted knocks out there that will add as much as 20 grams to your arrow, which can cause some. It causes your FOC to be off on that arrow, which will give you some erratic arrow flight.
Especially at 30, like he mentioned earlier, 30 to 40
yards.
Yeah. When you add weight to the back of the arrow, it makes it stiffer, which will make it shoot off from what it previously did.
So do a little research. Check with some of your pros, like these two fine folks up here. I promise you they will enlighten you and keep you on the right track. And one other tip I want to give before we go to break. If you're shooting from an elevated tree stand, most people make this mistake. They will shoot under the animal simply because you're changing your anchor point. Instead of coming back, you're just coming back and pointing down. You will shoot under that animal every single time. But if you will draw your bow straight back and bend it to waist, you will hit that target every single time.
Correct.
So those kind of information is what you need for next Saturday.
Yeah, coming up, man.
Coming up, baby.
I'll tell you.
But it's awesome. But we still got time, Courtney. We're at a break. We got to take a break. And when we come back, we're going to talk some more because we don't have a recipe.
We'll talk some more archery here in just a few minutes.
Not in the house. But
we'll see you in just a minute
with more Southern Woods and Water.